Yo, I'm about to tell you about the weighted backpack perception experiment that I heard about by Dr. Rollin McCraty of Heart Math. And it's really crazy, and to understand this, when I understood this, it was a fucking boom! It was a big, shock to my brain. Kind of like a breakthrough. So I hope you can get the same knowledge that I took away from it. Let's get it started. So this experiment was done by getting people to stand at the base of a hill. They had a little contraption on their wrist. With this contraption, they would point. They would try to estimate the hill's steepness level with their hand. So if they think the hill was this steep, they would point like this. All right. At the beginning, most people viewed the hill as actually a little bit more steeper than what it actually was. All right. So that's cool to understand. But then they added weighted backpacks to these people, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. With this weighted backpack, it was a linear relationship with the amount of weight they added to the amount of steepness they saw the hill. So if it was a 10-pound backpack, they saw the hill quite a bit more steeper. If it's 20 pound, 30 pound, it would go up and up and up. And they view the hill, literally the perception would change of the hill based on the amount of weight they held in their backpack, would change their perception of reality as more challenging than what it actually is. And just that's not even the crazy part that I did breakthrough. But what I want to say about that is, I have it written down here. One sec. It's just simply like when you feel less able, when you feel heavier, not in weight per se, but even in emotions, like heavier baggage on you. You have lower vibration emotions. Your perception on things will actually change to make your perception view things more challenging than what you would normally view things, with just heavier baggage being held inside you. So let me erase this real quick, because this is where it gets fucking crazy. Alright, so after the backpack experiment, they took the backpack off. Let me just erase this guy, because he's not, or just his torso, because no more backpack for him. What they did now, it's fucking crazy, was they got a friend to stand next to them. So, a friend would stand next to the experimentee. Still with this wrist thing on, they would say, okay, try to guess the steepness of the hill now. Based on the connection they had with the friend, with the bond they had with the friend, the relationship changed with the hill. So if it was just a kind of close acquaintance, the hill, they would see it as slightly less steep than what it actually was. But if the bond was greater, it was their relative or their best friend, they saw the hill as less steep than what it actually was. Just having a friend next to you. And what I took away from this is probably not what you're thinking right now, or it may be. We might have the exact same brain, who knows? Self-love, all right? You can see from this the amount of the amount of bond and they have with the person standing next to them. What goes into a bond? What creates a bond? Trust, vulnerability, openness. So all that goes into a bond, right? What if you develop a bond within yourself? What if you have that same love for yourself you have with that friend? So your best friend, all those feelings, trust, and openness, and vulnerability. What if you have that within yourself and you're no longer hiding from yourself and you're open and you love yourself? Then what? Then your perception of the world will literally change, because you cannot argue the relationship that matters the most in life is a relationship with yourself. And if you change the relationship with yourself, your world, your perception changes, so your world changes. If you're constantly in a shitty mood with a lot of baggage within you, you will see the tasks and the trials and the tribulations in front of you as a lot more taxing, a lot more hard, a lot more difficult, because the relationship with yourself views the hill as more steep than what it actually was. But if you have a good, healthy, loving relationship with yourself, then you will literally see the trials and tribulations in front of you a lot more easy, a lot more enjoyable, a lot more doable. So if you want to implement this into overcoming stuttering, and you look at all the things you have to do to overcome stuttering, I have to push my comfort zone, I have to be on my edge every day, I have to lean on that shit, I have to feel discomfort. Coming from a place of not loving yourself and having a bad relationship with yourself, all that shit's gonna seem so hard, and you're not gonna want to do it. The hill's gonna seem so steep. But what if you love yourself? What if you work on that? Then everything in life is gonna seem a lot easier, a lot more simple, a lot more enjoyable. That's why one day, say every day, every week you have to mow your lawn. But some days you just don't feel like it. You just want to stay inside, leave it till next week. You want to play your video games, you want to watch YouTube, you want to be on Netflix, I'm going to sneeze. And you just really don't want to do that task of mowing your lawn because it seems so hard, like you don't want to do it. And that's because the relationship you have with yourself has the perception that that is hard, because it's not a healthy, loving relationship in the moment. But some days, when you're more productive, when you're more happy, when you're more inspired, when you're more alive, when you're more loving, the thought pops in your head, oh, I have to mow the lawn, boom, you'll go mow it. It will be a lot more easy to do versus that day where you didn't feel like it because that relationship within yourself. So you can transfer this self-love to every aspect in your life, to self-development, to be inspired to do it. Everything in life will seem a lot more simple and easy and doable if you change your relationship with yourself first. And that's why self-love is so important. And that's why you need self-love in order to overcome really anything in life, especially stuttering. Especially stuttering. Learn to be more open with yourself. Learn to look at your emotions, not hide away from them like there's some fucking demon. Be open with yourself. Sit with your emotions. View them. Be aware of them. Breathe into them. Don't hide from them. Don't hide from any bit of yourself. Be your best friend, because you're with yourself 24/7. And then what if you start to love yourself? Everything in life's a lot more easy. The things you'll have to do will come a lot more automatically. And you'll be there's so many good things come with self-love. You'll attract other good people in your life. You'll repel the bad ones. They will repel you. And your whole life will just be bumped up 21 notches because of self-love. I love you. That's it. But you gotta love yourself.